Have you managed to catch your breath as it finished? Chelsea 1, Forest 1. Welcome to the match reaction and the player ratings. Good morning, good evening, or good night. I hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to the player ratings for Chelsea 1, Forest 1. And I gotta start by saying, what a game. What a game of football. I mean, my asshole is so puckered up. I'm gonna need a clamp to open it up. It is crazy. It is crazy how tense that was. And what a performance from the boys as well. Every single one of them can be proud of what they did out there. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Forest Fan TV. My voice is just about holding up. And if you're watching this later on, get down in the comments. Who was your man of the match? Like, where do we start there? Where do we start there? I mean, the first half performance for me was exactly what we wanted to see. It was similar. As I said in the preview, it needs to be a copy and paste of what we did at Liverpool. That 4-3-2-1 was working nicely. Forest were blocking out the middle of the park, allowing Chelsea the width, mainly in Midwecky, to be honest, on that right-hand side. I thought Einar had Sancho covered all match. And then in the second half, we got a goal from a lovely free kick. Finally, Ward-Prowse put in a good delivery. Milenkovic squares the ball back, and Cristiano Ronaldo stretches out a toe and puts it beyond Sanchez. I've got to say, if I'm being objective, the worst 5 minutes Forest played were the 5 minutes after we scored the goal. Rob with the £5, Sels man of the match. I'm going to the Vale on Mansfield Road now. Use code FFTV and I'll buy you a pint. If you're anywhere near Mansfield Road, get down to the Vale and Rob will hook you up. Thank you, Rob, for the £5. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so the 5 minutes after we scored the goal, we almost went too aggressive. And I know that sounds weird to say, but I almost felt carry on with the first half plan in those 5 minutes, really rattle Chelsea and don't allow them in. But it was, we were creating too many chances. I know it sounds weird to say that, but it was. And then once Chelsea scored their goal, we then went back into that solid formation and we played really, really well. And then Ward-Prowse just, honestly, I'd be doing my under-14s a disservice if I said they would have done that. Took his eye off the ball, let it go under his foot, and then has to dive on the ball with his hands, pick up his second yellow card. And that forced our hand into playing how we did. Him with the $4.99 super sticker. That's very generous of you, mate. Thank you so much. How do I purchase a membership? It's not showing for me. There should be a $sign in the chat, Sarah, or you can press exclamation mark, type in exclamation mark member, and that will take you to the link. Great commentary today, W. Well done, sir. I'm shattered. But then I would say when we went down to 10 men, we had the better chances. Curtis with the $5. Thank you so much. Sels is not man of the match because he saved all the goal shots directed at him. Milenkovic is. I can't wait to have that debate. Nico Williams had an absolute peach of a chance. I was there. Like, it was happening for me in slow motion. It was nice build up between him and I think Elanga on the left-hand side. And then it fell to him so juicily perfectly. And I'm there looking, just waiting for the back of the net to bulge. And Sanchez makes the save. And I couldn't believe it. And then within 10 seconds, Chelsea go down the other end. Ball's whipped in from the left-hand side. In Cuckoo, header, Sels makes a Herculean save. Pushes it round the post. This is after he's made a double save a few minutes before that against this guy, Cole Palmer, in unbelievable fashion. Honestly, Sels took a knock about 15 minutes from the end and looked like he was out cold. And he woke up like he was goddamn Superman out of that concussion state. And it was just unreal, the saves he was making. Unbelievable saves he made. And then Forest had another chance with a late corner from Jota, whipped in. Jota flicks the header on and Sanchez gets a fingertip to it. And at that stage, you knew Forest was safe for the point. But could they get the win? And it just wasn't going to happen. What a game. What a game it was. He was faking it. He was hitting the shoulder. I don't care what he was doing. It did something amazing to him. You have to open up your body for that shot, that angle. It had to be telegraphed. Yeah, it was telegraphed, but he could have given him the eyes and gone near post. I don't know, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Look, I said before the match, I'd take a point. Am I greedy in saying if we just held out those 5 minutes and played how we were playing, we could have got all three? If Nico Williams had put it away, we could have got all three. But at the same time, you got to say Sels absolutely made some corking saves. He really did. So let's get into the player ratings. And, you know, there's going to be a lot to say on Matz Sels. So let me just get the correct screen up. Where is it? There we go. Player ratings. Now, just a quick reminder, because we are going to talk about Sels. And this is an amazing prize from Football Prizes. There's 1 day left on it. It's a signed, framed Matz Sels shirt. Ian, thank you so much for the $2 Australian super sticker, buddy. Appreciate it. It's a signed, framed LED Sels like top with his images, with his pictures. It looks amazing. If you want to get that, exclamation mark prize in the chat. You can scan this QR code. That will take you straight there. Or the link is also in the description. So, you know, go get those tickets, because after his performance today, look, I do think he was at fault for the first goal, but he redeemed himself heavily after that. So go check that out. There's also an Insta prize win of Nuno and of the away kit as well. With those ticket numbers, you will instantly win those. Okay, let's get into the player ratings. I need my right buttons here. And obviously, we've got to kick it off from the back. So we're going to be talking about Matz Sels. I just think, like, before the knock he got, he was having a 7 out of 10 game, maybe a 6, because of you know, I think he could have made that save. He was slow to get down. But after that knock, he was just prime. Who's the best goalkeeper ever? That's what he turned into. I would say he's automatically a 9 for those saves he did. I really would. I'm only knocking one off because I feel he could have done better on that goal. I didn't forget Owen. I called that out as well, that double save. I just thought he was fantastic. You know, someone in the chat said someone needs to give him a knock before every game so he plays like that, jokingly, of course, but bloody hell. What a game. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. He's probably a contender for man of the match. Just some of those saves were exquisite. He's not one that moves around too easily for me. He's not one that can fly around and be extravagant. But bloody hell did he do that this game. Let's see what you guys have gone. 8.84. I think he's a minimum 9, guys. I think he's a minimum 9. 8.84 is a little harsh. Okay, you're not a million miles off a 9. But still, I mean, some of you have marked him down to like 7s and stuff. I think some of you have been very, very harsh, or some upset Chelsea fans maybe in the chat. Who knows? But okay, you're going for an 8.8. We are, as ever, all opinions and thoughts are always welcome on FFTV. So you guys got an 8.8. Okay, fine. Let's talk about Einar. Now, for me, Einar had been poor the last 2 games. I even had to go for the Insta prize after that game. I've always said Sels is the boy. Of course you have, Nicky. Of course you have. On Einar, I think he's been poor the last 2 games. But this game, I think he had Sancho in his pocket. So much so that they were forcing the ball more so on the right-hand side with Medwecki rather than trying to get Sancho in the game. I thought Einar had an absolutely solid performance and didn't really put a foot wrong for me. I was really impressed. He seems to play so well against the Cartel 6 teams. I'm going to give him an absolute rock-solid 8 out of 10. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And it's a high 8 for me, if that makes sense. It's a really good performance from Einar. Every time the ball was down that right channel, they just couldn't get in behind him. So way better than the last 2 games. It was nearly on par with his performance against Liverpool for me. But let's see what you guys have gotten. As Badger, thank you so much for the 149 super sticker, buddy. Really do appreciate all your donations. Thank you guys so much. And let's see what you guys did for Einar. 7.6. Little low. I'm seeing a lot of 8s in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of 8s. I can't choose, buddy. Einar 8 and Yates an 8. You got an 8s for an 8. Okay, okay. I don't know. Loads of you saying 8 in the chat. So I guess in the votes, a lot of you went 7s and 8s, maybe something like that, and it's picked out the average. Get your votes in. This is a live counter. So as soon as you vote, it live impacts the score. If you haven't voted already, the link's pinned in the comments for you guys. Make sure you get your tickets from Matz Sels because there's only one day left on those with football prizes. Okay, I'll let it slide. I think it's a little low. My boy Einar was really good today. Now, next to him was Milenkovic. I'm running out of good things to say about... Wait, let me just get Milenkovic up. I'm running out of good things to say about this guy. He is so unnoticeably good, if that makes sense. He's in the right place, the right time. His strength on the ball is second to none. I honestly think only Arsenal have a better centre-back pairing than we do. Forest Melech with this 10 euros. Come on, you Reds from Malta. Keep up the great work, Wolverine. Hope MGW is okay. We'll talk about MGW, mate. Thank you so much for that generous donation. I love this. I love this defender. I love this defender. He's like, he's the mature one out of the two. And I'm not calling Murillo immature. I'm just saying Murillo's the flamboyant one. Murillo can go for those Hollywood runs and Hollywood passes. Milenkovic does. He's like just a solid defender, isn't he? He's a defender. Like what else can you say about him? He's so good at what he does that it becomes unnoticeable, which is exactly what you want from your centre back. I still think he's the captain on the pitch. He organizes the lines. He's barking orders at people. He's just so good. And I swear to God, there isn't a better pairing outside of maybe Arsenal than these two. Know what you mean, Wolfie? Nothing sexy, just the simple stuff done right. Everything. He's not made a mistake for me at all. And to mark him less than 9 would be harsh because there's nothing he did in that game that was wrong. So I'm giving him a massive 9 out of 10. And he got the assist. Absolutely. I nearly forgot about that. And that's the calmness. The weight on the header was perfect to go across to Chris Wood. It was fantastic. It really was. So I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. Let's see what you guys have gone. You've gone low. How? Oh, I do wonder with you lot sometimes. I really do. Steph, the absolute legend, who's supporting us on Patreon as well. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. That's way too generous of you. And guys, don't forget, if you want to help us grow, there's extra exclusive content on Patreon. Please do sign up. It's £10 a month. It goes a long way to helping us grow even further. We got loads of plans coming up for FFTV. So exclamation mark Patreon in the chat. Patreon, I think it's spelled. You guys went 8.6. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed in you. Reckon we have some ring-ins muddying our votes, Wolfie. I wouldn't be surprised, old Dark Navy. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't, mate. Like, what did you guys give him in the chat? I want to, and fess up. Fess up if you went lower than a 9. Fess up. Fess up. There's one of the Chelsea ones in there. Badger with the $2 saying Milenkovic nickname the Mountain, maybe. I just think he's like a Terminator. I really do. Sebastian, thank you, Badger. Sebastian with the $4.99. Milenkovic is the bigger brother who lets Murillo do a little more. Oh my God, your messages are flying in. While he's locked it down at the back. What a pair. 10 out of 10. I fully agree, mate. I fully agree. He's like the mature one, isn't he? Thank you so much, Sebastian, for that. You're all saying 9s. Jake admitted to an 8. Sensation, you're lying because you can't do decimals. I went 8, as you said, deceptively good. Okay. Okay. 8.6 you went. I'll be interested to see what you guys gave Murillo. Let's move on to Murillo. I don't think he was as good as Milenkovic. Now, a lot of you put the blame of the mistake where the whole fiasco happened on the goal line on Murillo. I do not. It was Ward-Prowse's fault. Ward-Prowse gave a hospital pass back to Milenkovic, who in turn was forced into a hospital pass to Murillo, who in turn was forced to almost lose the ball. Look, he got away with it. And there was an earlier one where he made a mistake as well in the first half. But if he'd scored that goal where he slid in the halfway line, picked the ball up, and just thrashed it at the keeper, you lot would be giving him a 10 right now. I agree he wasn't as good as Milenkovic. So I will give him 1 point less for me. And I agree there was a couple of mistakes. But in a way, I don't really mind his mistakes because his recovery pace is there to protect him. You need this pairing. This pairing is so balanced. You've got that solid rock, the Terminator, and Milenkovic. And you got Murillo, who is going to take the risks, knowing that probably Milenkovic is going to save him anyway, or his pace will save him. So you can take that risk. You know, it'd be a bit boring if they were both just two robots as good as Milenkovic is. You know what I'm saying? So I like that little flair about him. I really do. And as 97 saying, he had a really good last 15 minutes. He's an 8 for me. He's an 8 out of 10 for me. What did you guys go is the question. That free kick was a bit risky, wasn't it? In case it deflected off a Chelsea player. Sai, stop being so negative, man. We got to take some risks, man. We got to take some risks. 7.5. You guys are a little harsh. You guys are a little harsh. Murillo was a 9 for me, says Sai. Some really important saves. Murillo against Real Madrid. He is a different level, says Phil. Don't forget to let people know about the VAT on Patreon. Apparently it's VAT, which I wasn't aware of on there as well. That's all Patreon, not us. M&M's a tasty combination. It really is, Sci-Fi. It really is. Okay, so I'm guessing loads of you went 7 for Murillo. I think that's a little harsh. I went an 8, but whatever. Let's move forward. Let's move forward, onwards and upwards. There's 900 of you watching on YouTube, but only 139 likes. What's going on, guys? Do us a favor, take a quick second, breathe in as I bring Moreno on, hit that like button. We should be well over 300 likes by now. Hit that like button. Hit that. Feel sorry for my voice, man. I am absolutely shattered here with my voice. Do us a favor, I just ask you to hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed as well. And let's move on to Moreno. So, look, I thought Moreno did well, but did struggle at times against Madueke, who was coming inside and out. I do feel it was obvious on the Chelsea goal that Madueke was going to cut in. And he kind of bought it, didn't he? Like, Moreno could have cut in and shown him to the outside of it. Okay, the goal in itself, the shot had to go through a lot of legs to go in, and then maybe Sels could have done it a little better. But my God, man, in general, he was fine. He was fine. I just don't think, if you compare it to how he was against Salah when he pocketed Salah, it wasn't the same today. So I don't think he's as high as the centre-backs or Aina. I'm probably going to give him a 7. In general, he was okay. But out of the back four, he was probably the quote-unquote weakest out of the lot of them. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 today. Let's see what you guys did. You guys went 7.08. We're pretty much spot on. So I can't argue too much with you. A lot in the chat saying 7s or 6s in there. His throw-ins are a decent weapon, but I do feel we overdo these long throw-ins and haven't really profited from it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let's move forward and into the midfield. Let's talk about Ward-Prowse. I'm not sold on Ward-Prowse. I thought his first game against Liverpool was really good. He quarterbacked the matches. In the next 2 games, he was ghost-like for me. In this game, he just looked nervous. In general, he looked nervous. A lot of the time, his passes were backwards and sideways, where everyone's told me he's a great passer of the ball and what have you. Curtis with the $5, thank you so much. Hot take, I'd rather play a goal down than with only 10 men for 25 minutes. Also, I have been saying JWP is terrible. Is he terrible? Is he terrible, guys? What do you lot think? Look, let's talk about the positives. His cross in for the goal was spot on. His free kick chance was okay, but straight at the keeper. You just got ticket 4242. Does that give you an insta win, mate? Does that give you an insta win? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not rating him. I always talk to you guys honestly. I just almost feel he's on there just because of the free kicks. I don't think he offered much. And as Ant said, Ant's calling it out as well. Colour's saying he's okay except for the sending off. I just thought his passes were too negative. There were plenty of times he could have played people in and chose not to. And he got the red card. I almost feel we played better when we went down to 10 men, to be honest. I'm gonna be straight with you guys. I'm giving him a 4 out of 10. It would have been a 3, but the free kick for the assist was decent. So it's a 4 out of 10 for me, Ward-Prowse. Is that harsh? Is that harsh? Kyle saying a 6, he got the assist. As soon as Danilo Sangare comes back, he's on the bench. Yeah, I can kind of see now why West Ham were okay to let him go. And I'm glad that we didn't have an option or obligation to buy on this one. 4's not harsh. Okay. Kyle saying is very harsh. Josh going 0. I think 0 is a little bit too harsh. Okay, let's see what you guys did. I'm interested to know which way you swung. You guys went a 5. So I'm being the harsh one. That I agree with, Owen. He's not physical enough. He's definitely not a 6. He's definitely not a 6. As in a number 6. You know what I'm saying? He's more an 8. Maybe a 10 because he's not physical. I know. Okay, let's not dwell on it because it was a positive game. Let's not dwell on it. Okay, let's move on to Yates. Where is he? Yates. Look, Yates was good and bad. There was times in the game where Yates was like an 8 out of 10. There was times in games where Yates was like a 5 out of 10. Like, he should have scored in the first half. That in the Premier League, you would expect a midfielder coming into the box to be able to finish from that distance out. My only frustration from Yates today was he keeps going down so softly, trying to win a free kick, and someone needs to tell him that the refs are onto him. Now, outside of that, I thought he defended really well. Really, really well. And in general, I didn't think he had a bad game. It's just there's these little annoying traits that he has that do bug me. That going down easily for free kicks is right up there for it. So, look, he did well. I've got no real beef with his actual game performance. I thought he made a couple of nice runs forward. Look, he was in the right place for that chance to be created in the box if you want to turn it into a positive. I don't think he's good enough to be a starter. But I think his performance today merits like a 7 out of 10. So yeah, 7 for me for Ryan Yates. He can't score. Why take a shot? I don't know, man. I don't know. But he was in the right place, to be fair to him, to get the shot away. You guys are gone 7.33, so we're about even on that one. Every other team hates Yates' playstyle, and that's why I love him, says Sebastian. I just think he goes, Mark says I would have taken him off and moved Anderson into a spot. I wouldn't have done that. I would have kept Yates on. I'd have taken off Ward-Prowse and brought Dominguez on. I thought Nuno's sub was slightly off on that first one. He's like Savage, but doesn't make his own fans feel embarrassed. He does play a bit like Robbie Savage. You are right there. If he scores, we're in the Trent. Yeah, I could do with being wet tonight. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, you guys went 7.33 on Yates. He had a decent game. I got nothing to complain about. I just wish he would stop going down so softly. I really do. Okay, Anderson. Anderson, I thought was decent today. I thought I wouldn't have taken him off. I would not have taken him off. He for me had a solid game. He won the ball well. He drove the ball forward well. He was at the heart of a lot of the stuff we did. I don't know why he was targeted as the first one to come off as a sub. Few of you saying he was gassing. I'm not convinced he was gassing. I still think he had another 10, 15 minutes in him. I'm going to give him, He's an 8. He's an 8 out of 10 for me. I thought his performance was really good today. Why is that in front of me? Ooh, weird. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was decent. What are you guys saying? Gibbs White is one of our best players. We need him, says so. We'll come on to him in a second. Both JWP and Yates, who according to the most of you are shit and not at this level, both been involved from start and got us 4 points. I don't know why people think they can turn it into an agenda when people just give their opinion. I really don't. Yates is a 5 from Simon, 7 from a Brit abroad, and Yates in the middle in 2 weeks. That's what it should be. I think I would kind of agree with that until, or maybe even Dominguez in there. Nikki saying we played better when Morgan Gibbs White went off. TC saying heroic performance. Don't care about players' scores. Took a point. That's all that really. I think that's really admirable. 100%, mate. 100%. Okay, let's see what you guys gave Anderson. You guys went a 7.3. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not great, but not bad from you lot. Okay, let's talk about Morgan Gibbs White. Well, firstly, most importantly, hopefully he's okay. Did he have an outstanding game today? No, but his work rates, as always, was spot on. There was a few passes again that he messed up. But in general, I thought he was okay. It wasn't like a scintillating performance or anything like that. I don't know what to give him, to be honest. About a 7 for me. I don't think he did too much. He didn't do anything too wrong. He didn't do anything too right. So I think it's about a 7. 7 for me. I hope he's okay, though. He did look in a lot of pain. So I'm going to give him a 7. There's Forrest Dan with his agenda awful again, a 6. Poor performance by his standards. Morgan Gibbs shite. That's a little harsh. MGW was out for a lot of the time and Chelsea pressed him. Commentator said MGW can't play well because the rest of the players are not on his level. Okay, so it wasn't from my commentary, I can tell you that. Nothing came off for him today. It says I went a 6. All right, let's see what you guys went collectively. Let's have a look. You go, oh, crap, what have I done here? You guys went a 6.9, so about a 7. Oh, yeah, you're right. He's just had his England call up as well. He might have to withdraw on that. What does Gibbs White do? Just loses the ball in dangerous areas. I mean, I kind of get what that commentator is saying. If Forest were playing a more possession-based attacking style of football, now obviously we're playing Chelsea, we couldn't do that today. Then I think you'd see even more good things from Morgan Gibbs White. I don't agree with what Ant's saying. I think he was all right today. But I just think it's a little hard for him to. It's like, look, if you put, let me give you an example. If you put prime Ronaldo into the Leicester team, right? He's not going to score 4 goals a game or anything like that because you do need help from the others around you. That's the point here. So I kind of get what that commentator is saying, but he does need the help around him. I think he would work better in a possession-based team. He does lose the ball a lot. I agree with that. Sometimes he overflaps with the ball. But a bit like what I said about Murillo, sometimes I don't mind that. I'm not making excuses, Ant. I'm just saying what I think. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to grant Murillo the ability to make mistakes doing a similar thing-ish from the back, then, you know, that's what it is. You gotta allow Morgan Gibbs White to try and be creative at the front. Anyway, let's move on. You lot love debating Morgan Gibbs White. Please don't forget to hit the like. We're 25 away from 300. Get it done, people. Get it done. Okay, who's next? Morgan Gibbs White. Hudson-Odoi. I thought he was better in the second half, especially when he moved to the left-hand side. I don't really like him on the right-hand side. I don't think he's a right-sided midfielder. He looked a little nervous for me in the first half. If I'm being honest with you, it almost felt like he wanted it too much against his former club. And I don't think he was free to, like, express himself today. I'm trying to think, was he involved in anything amazing today? I'm just thinking back on the game. Not really, if I'm being honest with you. He's a 6. Bit uneventful for me today. A bit uneventful in terms of what he did. 4 in the first half, 6 in the second. Looked out of the game in the first half. I think that's because he was on the right-hand side. I think he looked better when he came onto the left-hand side. And again, I think if I was going to change anything in the lineup, I wouldn't have had him starting. I'd have had Dominguez starting and then him and Elanga and Jota, etc., coming on in the second half. Chow has to play on the left. He has no confidence to go on the outside on the right, and he can't cut in. Yeah, he can't do his cheat code shot. Let's see what you guys said. 6.4 from you guys. A little high. A little high. Michael saying, what a game and what a result. You Reds. Exactly. End of the day, Forest and Magic, 100%. Okay, you guys went 6.4, and then that brings us to Cristiano Woodinho. This for me was a typical Wood match of this season so far, right? Doesn't really do too much. I thought his hold-up play, however, was better today. He was found a few times by Sels, and he was able to chest a couple of them down. He's not really that involved in the game. I would have, personally, and I'll be honest with you, I would have taken him off at half-time. And I would have had Taiwo on just to put some physicality on the back. But the finish was exquisite. It was absolutely exquisite. He was on the stretch. He had to almost slice across it to get it to beat Sanchez. Outside of that game, he was too deep for me still. The tactics we played today, you do need a number 9 who would be an outlet ball who almost holds high. He pressed hard today, says Jamie. He was running a lot, and nice touch for the goal. He got the goal. If he does nothing but score, who cares? It's a 7. I mean, I get that, but we're obviously here. We're just assessing the performances in general, not in a positive or negative way, just an objective way. He is going to get a 7 from me. I just feel, I don't know. I feel that if Taiwo's fit, I think Taiwo can offer more up front. I know that sounds weird to say because he scores like a billion goals already this season, and he's doing his job. I get it. The striker is there to score a goal, but in modern day football, you need more from your number 9. That's what I'm saying. I think 7 is a good reflection of the score that he should get, and the finish is done. Taiwo is done, Wolfie. WTF. Taiwo's not done. Write him off at your peril. I'm giving him a 7. Let's see what you guys said. 7.6. Okay, so you guys gave the goal way more credit than I did. Technically, that goal got us the point. Emma saying that game felt like a win. Blood pressure went through the roof. It did, didn't it? It did feel like a win when normally when we take the lead and then concede, it feels like a loss. But anyway, a draw is a good, well, outstanding result. Let's be honest about it. Okay, so that's Taiwo. That's Wood there for you guys. You went 7.6. Let's get into the subs. And I, for the life of me, can't remember them. So, was Jota Silva the first one, guys? Was it Jota for Anderson? That was the first one. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going with it anyway. I love Jota Silva. I love his energy. I love his enthusiasm. There's my boy James in the chat. I knew you'd say that. I love everything he did today. I thought he was unlucky not to score. His work rate, and it's like, does it make sense if I say he has an enthusiastic work rate? He just works so hard, so fast, almost with a smile on his face the whole time. He just looks happy to be out on the pitch, and he wants to give it everything. He had some good runs. He won a free kick high up the pitch that bought us some time late in the game. He needs to start. I think he's shown enough to start. And he jumps like a salmon as well. He's like Ez's height and jumps like a salmon. I love his eyebrows, says Cujo. There's a good couple of caterpillars there. I think he's an 8 even with the sub rule. I really do. I thought he was brilliant. And that free kick he won was so key to the game. I'm giving him an 8. I don't care if you lot pull me out on it, but he's getting an 8. sub rule or not? Let's see what you guys did. 7.6. Agendas. Agendas to say the least. Agendas. All right, let's move it forward. Andre Ayew coached him well on how to. Don't say that name. Sorry, don't say that name. He seems more elastic than Wood had scored than Wood did. Emma, there's so many then and that's in that sentence. He felt like the player most likely to score when he came on. Owen saying 7 sub rule, nearly an 8 if that header went in. Jota has got to start against Palace. I agree with that. 4-2-3-1. Jota on the right, Chow on the left. Wolfie, he leaps like a salmon. Yeah, exactly what I said. Can't wait to play Man City and he meets Grealish. Yeah, do you reckon they'll swap shirts? All right, let's move on from Jota. The next sub on was Dominguez. I thought he was good. I thought that, to be honest, especially in the last 15 minutes, all of them were like 9s out of 10. But Dominguez in general was really good. Fought hard. Again, won some crucial free kicks in our own half. I like him. I would have started him. What do I give him? Probably like a 7 for me. Probably like a 7. There's like, what minute did he come on? He came on 76th minute, so he got basically about 20 minutes, if not more, with all that injury time. Really pleased with Dominguez. I thought he was decent. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. His work rates, again, are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You gave him a 10, Susan. Bloody hell. I think that's basically an 11 then with the sub rule. Let's see what you guys did. 6.6 for Dominguez. Okay, you're doing the sub rule, so you're like a 7.6. Fine, I'll let it slide. Ant won't be happy with you lot in the chat, though. Okay, let's move on to Nico Williams. He had to score. He had to score that chance. I need to see it back, but my gut reaction at the time was he needs to have buried that. He needs to bury it. Thanks you, Annan. You sorted me out there nicely. I thought he played okay, but he had to score. He scored. What do I give him? What do I give him? I like how he started the fight. That was funny because he slipped. It was just a complete slip, and then the Chelsea player ends up going through the manager as well. He had to score. I'm gonna give him a 7 sub rule 6. Apparently, when Sels was being treated, he said he didn't know who he was. Someone told him that he was Bond. Williams coming on left back to see how a game works pretty well. Yeah, he's like a finisher, in it. There's that new finisher tag. I'm gonna give him a 6/7 with the sub rule. You guys can mock me, whatever. You guys are gonna 6.7, so you're in the same number as me. Next game with no Ward-Prowse and Gibbs White, we should start Jota and Soda. I think he's Sosa. 4-2-3-1. Williams 7. He could have won it. I know, man. I know. Look, he had to go at it. It is what it is. It didn't go in, but whatever, man. Whatever. We got a point. That was key. Still 700 of you in here. We're 5 likes away from 300 on YouTube. Please do hit that like button if you haven't already. Also, make sure you're subscribed if you're new to Forest Fan TV. Thank you to all the new subscribers and all the OGs on here. That was, I'm just reflecting back on the game. That was knackering. Okay, let's move on to Morato. I thought he was really good when he came on. He just looks like another unit, man. What's his name again? Matz. There he is. He's a bit of a unit, you know. What did I give Sels? I think a 9. Sorry, Wolfie. Ward-Prowse Championship standard, says Michael. You don't need to apologize to me, mate. You are welcome to have your opinions on here. Come on. He got Cucurella, yellow card, and white Mascherano. Oh, that was funny. I honestly think Morato was rock solid. I think he's an 8. I don't know if that's pre or post sub rule. But he's saying a 6. He was not a 6. Yeah, he was good at heading, Si. I'm giving him an 8. I don't know if you guys want to take one off for the sub rule or not, but I just think he looks like a unit, man. I really do. So I haven't decided if that's pre or post sub rule. I'm giving him an 8. I just thought he was outstanding when he came on. It was don't forget, it was a tough situation to come on to. We were, backs against the walls and man down. Cracking job he did. He's an 8 for me. He's an 8. What did you guys do? Wow. Wow. 6.5. How the hell did you get 6.5? Then with the sub rule, 7.5. You don't love hiding behind the sub rule, don't you? I mean, the rules are the rules. All right, fine. I don't know. Wolfie, you need to eat humble pie about the Chelsea keeper. You've been slating him all week. I don't need to eat shit, mate. Why would I care about the Chelsea goalkeeper? Get rid of the sub rule. The rules are the rules, man. They're written in stone, man. They're written in stone. I'm a little surprised at you guys, I have to say. Anyway, okay, whatever. You guys, you're free to do what you want. All right, let's go on to, who was that? Was it Elanga? I think it was Elanga, wasn't it? He played well. I think he played well when he came on. He created the chance. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, he created the chance for Nico Williams. In general, I thought that's the role I like him in. That's the role I like in him. Exactly, JB. I mean, what an idiot. So it was him, wasn't it? He created the chance. I think his role is come off the bench, impact it when a defense is tiring, use your pace, create some chances. Perfect role for him. Perfect role for him. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Sub rule makes it a 6, but he's a 7 out of 10. You get what I'm saying here. Why is this in front of me? It's absolutely giving me OCD, man. I'm bothered to sort it out later. I'm gonna give him a 6 out of a 7, basically. It's a 7 for me. Let's see what you guys did. 6.5. Okay, not bad, not bad. Elanga is a high 7 for me, super sub in his role. That's his role for me, 100%. Was that the last sub, guys? I think it was, wasn't it? Okay, so let's talk about Nuno. Now, the team sheet for me from Nuno was pretty close to right. I would have saved Hudson-Odoi on as a sub. The substitutions, my only one is about the first one, taking off Elliot Anderson instead of Ward-Prowse. That's the only thing. Those are the only two things I would critique him for. I thought the rest of the substitutions were correct. And the result is phenomenal. Yes, we took the lead, and yes, we could have won. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that stuff. I can only mark him down 2 points, really. Results spot on. Just that substitution, really, for me. That was it. That was it. 8 out of 10. Is that fair? I feel 8. My gut says 8. Give you saying 9, some 7.5s. I'm going to go at 8. What about the lineup, though? The lineup, I was okay with the lineup. The only change I would have done would to mirror the Liverpool game and have Dominguez on there to press higher up. So that would have been the only, but that's a minor one. I'm not saying I was against Hudson-Odoi playing. So I'm saying an 8 out of 10. I just want him to transfer what he's doing away from home at home. We seem to be playing with more passion and desire and hunger away from home than at home. Yeah, 9th minute, another unbeaten. Yeah, I mean, we're unbeaten in so many that I can't remember how long it's been now. It started from what, the Sheffield game last season or something. Like, our away form is ridiculous right now. Imagine we'd beaten Bournemouth and Wolves. Oh my God, man. And imagine he hadn't gone 4-4-2 against Fulham. That's 2 really hard away matches. Absolutely, JB. Absolutely. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Let's see what you guys did. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. All right, fair play. You guys are on the ball. Okay, so shout out to Nuno. Shout out to the team. Let's have some fun now, and let's do the player, the man in the match. So who do you guys want as the candidate for man in the match? I mean, Sels has to be on there, yeah? If I could spell his name right. So there goes Sels. I gotta say Milenkovic needs to be on there. Milenkovic. Who else do you guys want? All right, you're all saying Sels and Milenkovic. We need 4 candidates. Who else? Who else scored high? Aina? I think Aina's worth a shout. Or Aina, as it's meant to be. William's so close. He's hungry, man. Who else? I need one more. Give me one more name. Jota. Jota's not a bad shout, you know. I nearly forgot about him. I don't know if he's worthy of a man of the match. What about Chris Wood? Chris Wood scored the goals. You lot want him on there? You just hit the like now. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you. Got around to it in the end. Yates, some of you are saying. All right, a few of you said Jota. All right, I'm just going to those 4. All right, get your votes in for man of the match now. I don't think it's going to be even close. I think you're going to put all 11. And so Johnson has scored, has he? 6 and 6. Okay, so at the moment, Sels has gone into a whopping 74% lead. Milenkovic in second with 23. Aina's got 1%, and Jota somehow has squeezed 2% in there. James, don't ask me, ask them. That's what they were saying. That's what they are asking for. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds on that, but I don't think anyone's taken it from him. So 10 seconds. See if you're gonna get there. You had a bet on Jono scoring. Your man in the match today, ladies and gents, with a whopping 74% of the vote, it goes to Matthew Sels, even though his first name isn't Matthew. So congratulations to Sels. What a turnaround. That knock, wow. That knocked him into like Buffon level, man. Man United of 14th. That is funny. So, Sels man of the match. All right. Congratulations, guys. That was one hell of a traumatic 113 minutes or whatever it was. I really enjoyed your company. Thank you for everyone who's been there since the start. Remember, speaking of man of the match, you can get his signed, framed LED shirt signed by man of the match Sels himself. ! Prize in the chat, or scan this QR code. We'll be back tomorrow with Grumpy Old Reds, where we're going to dissect it all tomorrow night. Gonna be good fun, no doubt. Let's see what agendas are on the charts then. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV. I'm going to go get a drink because my voice and throat are dry right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Chelsea 1, Forest 1. Come on, you Reds.